Hello modelers. I got up this morning with the intentions of going flying for the day, and I couldn't see that for fog. It was terrible. It was horrible. It was grey. It was damp. You know, it was damp in the air. It was just. So I thought, right, what am I going to do? I'm going to have a day's building. Multiple options for me. I could have sorted out the sunburn glider and the high fly glider and got them ready. I could have done some work on the stomp, but I didn't touch the gliders because I'd got all day, just a couple of hours work on them. The stomp I haven't got the covering for, or some of the other bits and bobs I need, like the hinges I want. So I'm waiting for my local model shop to open, so I'm going to pick those up, because I do like to buy from the my local model shop as opposed to online if I can. I like to try and support them. So I thought I want to do something substantial. You know, I have got all day, so I thought what I'll do, I'll have a go at sheeting the Wellington. I'll try and sheet the one side, not video it, and then do the other side on video for you guys. I wanted to just press on, but I wanted to try a method I saw Cliff Harvey and Mark Crouch using a couple of weeks ago, where you glue one side and then you glue whatever you glue into, and then you glue the sheet as well. Let the glue dry, white glue, like Gorilla Wood glue is what I've used, and then get the iron and iron it on and reactivate the glue with the iron and it sticks. And I thought that'd be a nice clean way of doing it. I'll try that. So I got up this morning, I set up the first run of sheet, because the top one was initially on. I set up the first run of sheet, marked it all up, put the glue on, waited for it to dry, come in, hit it with the iron, and it failed. It didn't work for me. I think the balsa sheet on this is 3mm, so it's quite thick. So I don't, either my iron is failing and isn't getting as hot as it's saying, or the balsa is just too thick, because even though it's hot on this surface, it was cold inside when I was feeling it. So I think it's 3mm, I just couldn't penetrate with enough heat. So I had to resort back to pins, because there's no way I'm doing this with CA. It'll cost far too much money. So yeah, I've gone out to it, I've pinned it. I don't like pins if I can help it. They get on my nerves. I always miss and stab my fingers and all sorts, but it is what it is, and I've had to do it. So anyway, I wasn't going to video it, and then as the day was going on, I had a little look, and at my phone I saw my emails. I got a comment from Chris at Dad's RC Hangar, and he commented on the video I did yesterday of the tour of the workshop, and he said can't wait to see the bomber. You do some work on the bomber. So at the point I thought, yeah, I'll put a video out when I finish today, because people do want to see it, they do want to see the progress. So even though you've not seen me do the work, you can see what I've done. It is a bit of a pig to sort of film working on this thing, because it's just so big. I mean, this fuselage is, I think it's 9'6", and with the sort of overlap of the balsa I've got at the minute before I trim it, it's pushing 10 foot. So I mean, it starts here and it ends here. So you can imagine how difficult it is for me to sort of film all the work I'm doing. There's only so many places I can put the camera in here and stuff. So, but with this kit, the plans are really well drawn. You don't get any instructions, and you only get basic information on the plans. As for the sheeting, you've kind of got to just work it out for yourself. I do get it, because it's like, you know, what Tony didn't need to put all this down. It's not the first build kit. If you're building one of these, you should really know what you're doing. So I do get it. So yeah, just worked it out. I mean, I did a run across the top, a run across the bottom initially to straighten up the fuselage, and then I've done a run here where I've touched at the front and I've touched at the back, and then I've infilled this part. I've done the same with the next bit, but I haven't infilled that gap yet, and I've just done a little bit at the front there. And it's took me pretty much all day to do that. It's a lot of work. So, but I've enjoyed it, and can't wait to sort of, you know, get it done. This sheeting on this model isn't what we cover. That's not the finished bit. We'll sand this down so it's a nice shape, but we don't need to be too worried because we have stringers that run along the fuselage and we cover over the stringers, and that gives us the sort of the geodetic effect of the Wellington Bomber. But yeah, it's been enjoyable. I'm going to tell you that about this. I was going to have this inspected, LMA inspected, even though there was no need to. I was going to get it done, just in case I did get close to the weight limit. But two reasons I'm not going to do that now. One is I'm working it out. I've got like a 7 kilo allowance. I'm not going to get anywhere near 7 kilos over what it came when it was originally built. I'm putting a little bit of strength on the plywood sort of, the wing brace and the tail brace is like a plywood plate that runs across, and it has these diagonal braces. I'm just putting a bit of strength on them, a bit of balsa on them, just to beef them up a little bit. I'm not adding a lot of weight, so there was never any need for me to do it. The other reason is the guy who was going to do it, the LMA examiner, was a friend of mine. He was actually just going to log the build, and should we get close to the weight, he would have it all logged so he could certify it off. But unfortunately he passed away a couple of weeks back. So I've just decided to crack on and get it done. If you want to see the sort of start of this being done, if you go over to Give It Some Welly RC, it was being done on that, it was another channel I had. The start of it is on there, but it'll be finished here. I was building it in my dad's shed, and I went there one day and he turned it into like a woodworking factory, and there was machine, like table saws and chop saws, and the model had gone into storage, a shed that leaks. And I thought, oh, I can't have that. I've got to, I've got to get it here and keep it dry, and then working it when, when I want. So, but yeah, it's coming on. It's coming on. It's been good. I'll see if I can get it and show you. I don't know how much of that you can sort of see. So it is difficult to get it all in sort of shot. I've cut the hole out there for the wing tube. There's this little gap down here to infill. So I don't think there's any right or wrong way to sort of sheet this fuselage. You just do it as however you feel. The only thing for me that is important is that I stagger the joints in the balsa. That's the only thing that's important for me. It's incredibly light for the size of it, and the other thing is with this, strength wise on the fuselage, we don't need to worry too much because the wings carry the fuselage more so than the fuselage carries the wings. And what I mean by that is we've got an aluminium bar running through the wings, and on each wing is the nacelle and the undercarriage. So the strength is all in the wings, and that sort of carries the fuselage. At the top of this, I have marked it there. I don't know if you can see if I can show there. There's two pen marks there. One one line just there and another one there. That is going to be a hatch at the top. I'm not doing the bomb doors on this. I don't want to climb underneath it to assemble it, so I'm actually just going to put a hatch in the top, keep the joint, the gaps as neat as I possibly can, and that allows me to sort of slide the wings in, and with the wings I'm going to incorporate a sort of probably a plywood brace that slides through into a box, and we'll lock in with a nylon nut or two nylon nuts, depending on how it all sort of fits. Same with the tail, because I want all three pieces of the tail to come away from the fuselage. I can just get this in my X-Trail with the seats down this fuselage like this, but if I keep the vertical stabiliser on or a horizontal on, I won't get it in. And I'm not buying a bigger vehicle for it, so I did contemplate cutting the fuselage and put the fuselage together in two sections, but I don't want to actually do that. All I'm going to do is make sure that the three tail sections all come off, and what I'm thinking is that when I put the, and I've got it here somewhere, yes I have. So this is a horizontal stabiliser and an elevator, and there is that piece of plywood goes all the way, goes through the fuselage through a slot in the brace at the back, and then there's a carbon bar that runs through to support that, and then we lock that in inside the fuselage from the turret at the back. We make the turret removable, take that off and then lock that in. I want to try and get all three, if I can somehow, to all fall in together. So this one will go in, the other one will go in, and then the vertical will come through, and I can put like again some kind of a plywood box with a T-nut and put a nylon nut through the three. It's only just to hold them in place. They'll all be sat on carbon rods. So that I built a while back, and I kept it open so it could be inspected. You could have all the joins inspected. It's gone a little bit out of shape in storage, not much, just a little bit, but I need to sheet the top of that elevator. You have to make these up, completely make them up from just balsa. Yeah, so that's that, like that. So I've still got to make the other one of these. I've still got to sheet the top of it, put the servo mount in, make the other one, and make the vertical stab. But once the fuselage is all sheeted, I'll jump on that. That'll be better for filming, because we can do that like over the bench. It's just the fuselage is sod to do, and the wings as well. The wings should be okay to film, I would think. So I've left this in sort of limbo for about 9 months, and not, you know, although it's been in the back of my mind that I've got to do it and whatnot. Now I've had a day on it, I've kind of fell back in love with it again. So I'm going to try and get a video of this every week, and then maybe just one of something else in between, plus obviously like some flying. So yeah, I'll just keep you updated. There we go. It looks like we're back on the Wellington. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Come back and watch this get finished, because there's no YouTube videos on these actually being built. It's not a tutorial, it's a you're following my journey. That's why every time there's a video there'll be something different, because if I'm doing something and I feel like videoing it, I will. So, you know, it might be I'm doing a Wellington, or it might be I'm doing a glider, or I'm doing a stomp or whatever. But if I'm up here working, I'll do some filming at the same time. There'll always be something to watch and stuff. And spring's just round the corner, so there'll be plenty of days down at the flying field. So right, I'm gonna go because I'm freezing cold and I want to get in the house and have a bath and have a cup of coffee or a beer or something. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.